can I read this saying that you sent me?
Sure.
It's from Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. People are like stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out, but when the darkness sets in, their true beauty is revealed only if there is a light from within. That's really true, isn't it?
That's correct. And Dr. Kubler-Ross is the one who did all the early work on death and dying.
Yeah.
You've heard the stages of when you have a loss, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance, not necessarily in that order. So I think, you know, coming from an individual who's literally worked with thousands of individuals who were, you know, near death, and talking about what really defines happiness, I think is it's a pervasive thought about how can we be truly happy with what we have even when we're at the end.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. I don't even know where to go from that. That's just so profound. Okay, let's, here's another one. Leave competition out of beauty.
So this one ties into the other one I wanted to talk about, aging, anti-aging versus healthy aging, because I would promote healthy aging. And this leads into the competition factor. Women tend to be very, in particular, competitive creatures when it comes to appearances. You know, a lot of times women joke, oh yeah, I don't dress up for guys, I dress up for other women, because I know they're looking at what I'm wearing.
That's so true.
But I hear that all the time. So if you're going to compare and be competitive with a 22-year-old and you're 48 years old, you're setting yourself up for tremendous discomfort. If you look at internal competition, that's the best place to go. Am I taking care of myself the best that I can? Am I doing what I can to look good? Am I doing what I can to be good and be kind to others? So having the...
Have I accomplished my goals?
That's part of it, exactly, which is another thing we'll talk about. But the competition needs to be with oneself. And I see that again with all walks of life. When I'm working with an executive, they're not looking at another executive in another company, the healthy ones, and comparing to them. They're looking at what can I do to make my organization the best? Or if I'm working with an NBA player, they're not trying to, you know, be a Shaq or a LeBron. They're just sitting there thinking like, okay, how can I push through the exhaustion, or how can I improve my free throw, whatever it is. But it's being competitive with yourself rather than with others is healthier.
And it flips both ways, because you could have a person starting out in the career feeling competitive with a person who's established.
Oh, exactly.
And having, issues with that. And so you got to go, okay, I'm here, and that's something I need to work for, and how do I get there and have a healthy competition?
And the more perfectionistic kind of type A personality will do that, where they'll, you know, I was at an ice skating rink one time, and I saw a little girl going out for her first lesson, and there was a 14, 15-year-old with her cute outfit spinning around, and I saw the little girl look at the older girl and go, I want to skate like that. And it was, you know, I talked to the mom, and she's like, oh yeah, she's really competitive, doesn't, you know, wants to be the best immediately. And so even at a very young age, that manifests itself.
I think that happened to me. Think about healthy aging, prioritizing your mind.
Okay, so new studies are really showing the following, and I'm quoting something from Deepak Chopra's new book, Superbrain, which I think is a fantastic book. I don't love all of his stuff, but this book in particular I think is great. And they're really talking about the fact that you need to make sure that you're continuously keeping your brain stimulated. A lot of people think, oh, okay, you know, I'm getting older, I want to just order the same thing at the restaurant, or I take the same way home every night. And their recommendation is, if you do that, you're actually pruning out parts of your brain rather than stimulating new synaptic growth. So the recommendation is, you know, learn a new language, go sit in on classes at UCSD, learn something, you know, knitting or something that you otherwise wouldn't do. Don't keep yourself restricted, because again, as we get older, a lot of times people say, oh, well, no, this is my favorite thing, and I don't like being spontaneous, or I don't want to do anything new. But the recommendation is you're actually restricting and pruning your brain cells when you do that.
I love that. Contribute to society.
Contributing to society can be a mother taking time to make the best citizens of mankind that they are raising at home. It could, you don't have to win the Nobel Prize in order to be contributing to society. It could be complimenting an elderly person who perhaps doesn't get a lot of attention, or sitting down with someone and eating with them when you can tell they're lonely. It could be what you do in work. If you're able to help people through work, that's also a great way. But make sure you're connecting to society and stepping outside yourself. That's the goal.
I love it. And the last one, make a plan for what aspect of your life you need to work on: family, social, professional, self.
Okay, so I kind of break life up into those quadrants. We're never perfect at all of them. We're never perfect, but you know, sometimes something will drop off a little bit. If you have a lot of work stress, maybe you don't spend as much time with your family, or your social life gets really busy and then all of a sudden you get sick because you've been running around too much. So really, I think ask yourself on a regular basis, what are you appreciative for in these areas and what do you need to work on? How is your family life going? Whether it's your parents, your children, your siblings, your partner. What is your social life like? Do you need to be spending more time with other people? Do you need to be spending more time at home? How do you balance that? Your academics if you're a student, or your professional life if you're an adult, what do you need to be doing? Always have a business plan for your professional life. It's almost like you're starting a new business. Do that every 3 months, regroup. And then self is, you know, how's your diet, how's your exercise, how spiritual are you, how much are you giving to society, what are you doing to be a good citizen of mankind? So try to have a relative balance.
I would like, you know, this is all great advice, and when you come back, is there any way we can hone in on balance? I think that's the big thing that people need to learn how to be really good at, having balance in their life so they can be all that they want to be in life and have a great life.
Absolutely.
Can we talk about that next?
Sounds perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming